One of the great things about being inexperienced is you're not experienced enough to know what is and isn't possible. You think everything's possible. And I think if you pull enough folks together with that mindset, the impossible becomes possible.
We have the green flag. The event is started.
Named Victor Tango, and this is from Virginia Tech.
You have to be able to boil down a tremendous amount of information into a simple, single, and safe action.
We are definitely in a moment of rapid innovation. I think there have been historically a couple different inflection points. I think the Urban Challenge about 10 years ago was one of those, and now we're seeing it again. What DARPA did is they tasked teams to build a fully autonomous self-driving vehicle that would be able to traverse 60 miles of urban terrain, urban environments in under 6 hours.
We partnered with Virginia Tech in the DARPA Urban Challenge, and Torc developed the end-to-end software stack for Team Victor Tango. We were fortunate to be one of 11 teams that received $1 million in seed funding or a grant from DARPA, and Virginia Tech and Torc split it 50-50.
For the competition, I believe 89 teams applied from all over the world. Of those 89 teams, only 6 teams finished the entire course. And of those 6 teams, only 3 teams did it under the 6-hour time limit. And Team Victor Tango and Torc and Virginia Tech were one of those 3 teams.
It was providing a self-driving vehicle without anyone in the vehicle, without any communication with the vehicle. And in our instance, we used a Ford hybrid Escape. And that Escape drove autonomously through an urban setting. So imagine intersections, stop signs, roundabouts, pretty much what you and I see, driving through a town or a small city.
So to see it finally driving as part of the competition, you're extremely proud, but you're still extremely nervous because it isn't just done at that point. Now your work is done, but the work of the vehicle, of the autonomous machine that you've created, it's just started its mission. And it's gonna have a lot of things to figure out.
Keep in mind, 4.5 hours of no one in the vehicle. So there was no driver assist capability. There was no remote control. You really didn't know how well your vehicle was doing because you had no interaction. We had heard rumors of other vehicles driving into buildings, heard rumors of other vehicles sort of driving off-road and getting stuck into a ditch. But when the vehicle crossed the finish line, I'll never forget it, and we still do this today with some of the runs that we do. We'll end our run and then honk the horn twice, basically signifying that we completed the challenge.
It was one of those little things. It's just a small snippet of code that got to be executed, and we heard the vehicle honk the horn on the TV screens and in front of the big crowd. It was really just kind of an amazing feeling, and it kind of released a lot of more pent-up emotions.
Just about all the engineers and students in Team Victor Tango still reside at Torc. You're doing some great work. A lot of them are in leadership roles today, working with strategic partners to continue to commercialize this technology. We worked with Caterpillar and continue to work with them today in their autonomous haulage system program. So Caterpillar has fleets of self-driving haul trucks without anyone inside the cab. And these have been operating for years. And not as a prototype, not as a research project, but in production. The automotive industry has really picked up in the last 3.5 years. More investments are being made. More aggressive risks are being taken. And we have a lot of partners that we're working with to accelerate their roadmap, to assist them in pushing the envelope. And the way to do that is to not only augment the driver, but eventually replace the driver. There's not a textbook on this, which if you're bold and you're creative, this is the domain, this is the space that you want to play in. Being some of the early pioneers in the self-driving space that just have that passion to commercialize this technology. It's our life's work.